my world, it's 9. Lady Gaga, you're gonna have to stop for a second. Okay. Hello to everyone or no one. How you doing? I miss you. Before we start this thing, creepy moment, warning, had a dream about all of you 2 nights ago now. I dreamt that they just like randomly decided we were going back to school. Oh my gosh, like I was so excited. Everybody was, you were there, yes, and you were there. And didn't think about coronavirus. It's interesting because whenever I dream about the classroom or school, I'm never in my studio, which is weird. Like, you know, the graphic design studio that we all live in. Buildings were different. I'm always next to Mr. King whenever I have a dream, which is kind of cool because, you know, he's my buddy. And we're all back. We're all doing our thing, even though we're in a weird room and we have like the desks with like, you know, the seat attached to the desk, which is not very helpful when you have graphic design. There were no computers, but we watched a video about like famous graphic designers. I love it. Okay, so hi, Carlos and Joanne. Hello. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me know that I'm not talking to myself. I appreciate it. Fun fact about this dream, Carlos, you were in it. I know that sounds creepy, right? But it wasn't creepy. In the dream, you kept leaving your backpack like everywhere. And you kept leaving it in doorways on the projector so we couldn't show the video. I remember it was like at the boys' bathroom. So like none of the boys could go to the bathroom for some reason because your backpack was in the way. And I had to talk to you about it. And you're like, oh, okay, I understand. And then like you just left your backpack there. And I was like, what the heck? Fun that you guys are watching. I don't know about you guys. I am going a little stir crazy. This is my 38th day being inside. I don't know. Find something that you like, find something you enjoy, because without that, you're gonna go totally crazy. Let's see. Also, in case you didn't know, because you've been a little busy with life, we also have the Adobe download. So what you need to do first, okay, if you don't do this, it's not gonna work. You need to have answered my Adobe questionnaire. The Adobe questionnaire is really simple. It just says like, yo, what's your name? Thanks. And then it asks for a personal email, because Adobe will not work with your school email. If you are trying your school email and it's not working, that's why. All right, so a personal email. Once I get that, look, I have one right now. So one person has turned it in and I haven't gone in yet and given them access to Adobe. So if they're trying to download it, they kind of can't because I haven't put it in the system yet. I'm sorry, that one person. Let's see, who is that? It's Logan Price. Hi, Logan Price. I will get to that after the video and let you know when I have done that. All right, so here are your download steps. Number 1, you have to go to this website, creativecloud.adobe.com. You're going to go to the sign in and you're going to enter your personal email address. Okay, you do not have a password right now. All right, so what is supposed to happen is when you type in your personal email address, it's supposed to pop up a box that says reset your password. If it doesn't do that, what I would try to do is like enter it with no password and then go to reset password and then go to the email. And they should send you a reset your password link. All right, the reset link will be sent to that personal email address. If you never get one, it comes in about like 5 minutes. It's not going to come instantaneously. If it does, that's cool. You're going to go to that email. If it never comes, I probably screwed up and I probably entered your email wrong. What I did though for most emails is I just copied what you gave me and pasted it. So you might have given me your email wrong. So that might be a reason why it might not work. What you're going to be doing is make yourself a password and don't forget it, because I I can't help you. I mean, you could go back to the website and just reset your password if you forget it. That's a thing. Next, it's going to ask you some information. If you're in the United States, if you want your birthday for recovery, things like that, definitely do that. Let's see. On the next page, you're going to accept the terms and conditions, sign your life away, you know. Then you're going to log in again using your new password that you just made that hopefully you haven't forgotten. You're going to, now, this is important. If you don't do exactly these things, it's not going to work. Number one, go to your account icon. You see the little bitty icon, okay, of no picture. You got to go to that. Then it's going to bring up this teeny weeny window that says your name and your email address. You can see I tried this with my husband's. He wanted to do a video of his kids all doing like the fight song on their different instruments. It turned out really cool. So I gave him Adobe. You're going to go to this little line section that says view account. Okay. You're going to be taken to this page. Now, Cody had problems where this page did not come up when he typed in view account. So look for some clues. There's also some stuff up here. There's Creative Cloud, Home, Apps, Learn, and Your Work. It might have automatically sent him to a different section. I don't know. Make sure you're on Home, and then this should come up. Make sure it still says your name, okay? If it doesn't for some reason, maybe you hit view account, but you accidentally hit sign out, or I don't know what you did. Maybe something just went funky. You're going to make sure that you are in the Adobe Illustrator tab. All right, there's a Photoshop tab. There's Acrobat DC, Premiere Pro, InDesign. We're only worried about Illustrator. If you are Madison Odell or Raven Figueroa, what's up, guys? You also need to download Photoshop because you are in photography class, and Mr. King would probably like that, even though he's not really requiring that. But if you want to, there you go. All right, that's only for those two people. So you're going to do Adobe Illustrator, and then you're going to go to Get Desktop App. Okay. Next, you're going to wait. You're going to wait a while. If it does not work right away, it's probably because it's still downloading it. I downloaded Adobe Illustrator on my husband's computer. It is like a 9-year-old HP laptop. It took an hour and a half. Okay, so keep that in mind. Depending on the computer you have, how old is it, what make and model it is, it might take longer. So it might be a good idea to like download it and walk away and come back and check on it, make sure it hasn't stopped, and, you know, go have some snacks, go do something else. Once it's finally ready, okay, it's going to give you the following questions to complete. Number one, what is your skill level with Illustrator? This really doesn't matter if you guys put in beginner, advanced, experienced, intermediate, whatever. It really doesn't matter. It's just for their data. Technically, you are intermediate right now. If you're a third year, you might be more advanced than that. You are a student. Did you know? You are downloading this for yourself only. Okay, do not put in business, do not put in school. An error message will come up and you're going to have a problem, or it's going to alert me that you're trying to download for a business, and it's just annoying. It might still work, but anyway, the process is annoying. So you're a student and you're doing it for yourself only. Click the continue button and then start installing. So you hit the start installing button. Like I said, this is going to take a long time. The little thing right here on the screen, see how it's installing 2.6%? This was after a half hour. Okay, so just keep in mind, depending on your computer, it might take a while. I highly suggest do not do anything else on your computer while you're downloading it. Based on how much guts your computer has, it might take a really long time. And if you decide to like search the web or do something else, it could halt the download based on what kind of computer you have or how big its RAM is. I don't really know that much about computers. I just know it can stop. Do not, I know it is so, I know it is so tempting. You have all of these beautiful Adobe apps ready for you. Don't download them. You don't need them. All they're going to do is slow your computer down. You do not have the Cadillac of Macs like we're lucky enough to have in the classroom. I mean, maybe you do. That would be sick. Good for you. But if you do not have those, this program takes a lot from your computer. And if you download more of the programs into your computer, you're just asking for it. You're just asking for none of them to work. Okay? Just download the one you need. All right, when the download is complete, open Illustrator. Okay, make sure it works. Next, very important, you need to be connected to Wi-Fi. If you are not connected to Wi-Fi, literally anytime you open up the Adobe software, it will not work. Now, when we're in the classroom, we don't need to do that because we have a different kind of license. So when Wi-Fi is out at the school, we're still fine to play around, right? But for this particular download, because it's controlled through the Adobe cloud, you have to have Wi-Fi or it's not going to work. So that might be the case if some of you were able to download it, but then it won't open and it's bringing up an error message that says like you don't have access. It's because you don't have internet right then. If you're not able to download Adobe, please, let's do a little like Google Meet together and let's have you show me your screen and how you're downloading it so I can make sure you're doing it right. I did try to download it like 5 different times before I figured out how to do it, and then that's what I put in that step-by-step guide. So it's a little annoying. Dress for Success extra credit. I already got one from Ivan and Isaac. Thank you guys. They look so cute. They probably don't want me showing this. I'm sorry. Go to your closet, get all gussied up and dress professional-like. Head to toe, all right? Go and get in your Dress for Success best. Make sure your hair is clean. Make sure you're ready to go to the office. You're ready to go absolutely nowhere because you're staying at home. What you're gonna do is take a picture from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and just send it and attach it into this Google Classroom so that I can give you, replace either a lower score that you got for Dress for Success or add extra credit. Okay, so that's kind of fun. Honestly, I have been in my pajamas for the last 5 days straight. That is still correct, even though I posted this on April 14. That's still a thing. This is the first day I haven't been in jammies. So it's kind of fun to do something different and dress up for a second. Betty is here. Hi, Betty. Yay, more people are here. There's more people here. Okay, good. You guys are just shy to say hello, right? Right? Like everyone's here. Anyway, okay, getting to the point. Jillian's here. Hello. I'm so excited. Okay, I just swear I don't have favorites, but they're all watching. And last time we did 3rd year, 2nd year, 1st year. This time we're gonna go 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we are gonna go through 1st year projects first. So I have up on the screen, this is 7th hour, 1st year, everyone's the same. I made, it's really stupid. I made a little jib jab just about taking care and being safe and staying inside. And so if you're bored and you got literally nothing else to do and you want to laugh at me for a minute, it's there. Moving on to the projects, there are 2. You can do just one based on whether you have Adobe or you do not have Adobe. This one's not Adobe. This one is Adobe. Okay. Let's get to the point for the 5th time. What we're gonna be doing first is I'm gonna talk about the Adobe project. So if you were able to download Adobe, we're going to talk about your project. So we're gonna do visual storytelling, and mainly This project has two different parts, okay? Number one is telling a story visually without the use of words. So some of you guys, when we did our sketches, you did put words in there. Like Patrick, okay, his drawings were so cool. They were so good. Like, the only problem is he put topography in it. Now, he did really cool things with the topography where he like made them reach out and say different things, and they like emphasized. Yeah, they emphasized the point of the story. Like, it was so cool. My nerd heart was like, yes, Patrick. But the only problem is we're supposed to show text. So, okay. So the idea is let's not have words. Let's have the story tell the story. Now, I'm not going to say, Patrick, don't do what you were doing because it was super cool. Like, let's explore that. And then the second part of the project is obviously from your sketches. You guys did a foreground, a middle ground, and a background, right? So keep that going, keep the detail, and then what you're going to add are effect layers, which are kind of cool. I attached in a little video. It is this one right here. It is super duper simplified. You guys are kind of way beyond this skill-wise, but you know, maybe some of us haven't designed for a good 30 days and we need a refresher, so it's there. I also have some pictures of stuff I just thought it was cool. Not all of them have a foreground, middle ground, background, but it could be argued that they do. The first step is, before you start this digitally, you always need to sketch, right? Okay, number one, you're gonna go down, 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 down in the assignments category. Sorry if anyone's dizzy from watching this. All right, so you're gonna go to this one, the original assignment, and with this one all you had to do were the 3 sketches, okay? Just they can be of the same scene, different scene, blah blah blah. As you can see, 13 people have already turned it in. Yes, good job, my 13 people. Now granted, this is only in 7th hour, so there's of course more. 6 people still have not yet turned it in. It is possible those people just don't even have internet access. I don't know. I hope you're okay. Make sure you turn that one in first. I am also going to give you guys some feedback. You've probably gotten feedback from me at this point. If you haven't and you just really want to move on, go for it. Let's go all the way back up. Ooh, not that far up. Once you've done 1 through 3, you guys, my first years, everybody knows it. The second and third years are so annoyed about hearing about it. You guys are so good. You are so talented. So I want you to make this a challenge for yourself. Don't just settle. Don't do it the easy way out. Don't do the bare minimum. Really wow us. If you're not struggling a little bit, you're not doing it right. When we do go back to school, hopefully in July, I want to put these all over. I want to make huge prints and have them outside at our wall so everyone can see how awesome you guys are, okay? Also, in the video tutorial, it does say to do RGB, which is a color mode, which is best used for web. It means red, green, blue. Don't do RGB. And the only reason is because I want to print it and we have a CMYK printer. CMYK. Cyan, magenta, yellow, black. If you're turn-in, it's going to be April 30th at 11:59 p.m. is really stressful right now. I have it super easy. I'm fortunate enough to have a job that is still paying me. I'm allowed to work from home, but a lot of families are going through really, really hard times right now. And if you're one of them, I'm not a very religious person. I'm thinking about you. I'm trying to send good vibes out into the universe for you. If you are unable to turn it in by that day, please don't stress out too much. Don't freak out too much. Turn it in when you can. That doesn't mean just go play video games and stuff, Carlos, okay? What that means is, you know, if you need more time, take the time and understand that I'm going to be cool with it, okay? Please contact me as much as you like. I am sitting here alone in my studio upstairs, and I'm literally like such a nerd and just waiting for you guys to contact me. So please feel free. You're not bothering me. I'd love to answer your questions, give you feedback. I'd love to, whatever. I miss you very, very much. Even if you hate me, I still miss you. I'm sorry, I'm weird. If you are not able to download Adobe, all right, what the heck about us that like we can't make it work? Maybe our computer doesn't have enough guts, RAM, or a big enough image card, or we just can't figure out your instructions because it's, I don't know. Well, I have thought about you. If we go to the one right above, this is the No Adobe Project. So you don't have Adobe. I have still thought about you. You are still important, and your education as a graphic designer is paramount in my eyes. Honestly, everybody should look at this project. Everyone in first year should look at this project at least and read through the slides because it's good information that you need to know. Balance in design. What you're going to do, 3 thumbnail sketches of every 3 types of balance. So there's 3 main types of balance, and you're making 3 sketches, little thumbnails of each one. So you're going to end up with a total of 9 thumbnails. Keep in mind, thumbnails should only be little bitty things, like maybe a note card size or a little smaller. They're kind of rough drawings. You don't need to put a crud ton of time into them, okay? I would say no more than like an hour and a half. No more than an hour and a half, okay? If you're gonna do these 9 thumbnails all at once and it takes you 5 hours, what are you doing? Calm down. Once you finish the 9 thumbnails, I want you to just pick one of those thumbnails from each of the 3 categories that you want to move forward with. Like, okay, this one is definitely the coolest. I like this one the most. And then this one from this category and this one from this category. We're going to make roughs. Now, I think only Leslie has had experience with roughs because she went to the competition that you guys are going to go to next year. What roughs are? They are, number one, they're to scale. The project, I think, just make it an 8.5 by 11, make it a sheet of paper. So this is going to be a full sheet of paper for each of the 3 balance types. This should be a very nice drawing. You guys, my first years, everybody knows it. The second and third years are so annoyed about hearing about it. You guys are so good. You are so talented. So I want you to make this a challenge for yourself. Don't just settle. Don't do it the easy way out. Don't do the bare minimum. Really wow us. If you're not struggling a little bit, you're not doing it right. This is like your final, not like semester final, but this is your final that the Adobe people are turning in their final. So you want this to look really nice. If you have materials that you can use for color, please do that. Crayons. Honestly, if you practice with crayons, they can actually look really good. Colored pencils, markers. Caitlin had the coolest. Wow, they were really cool. They were kind of like watercolor, marker, paint, something, and they just had a really cool style to them. Feel free, okay? Feel free to kind of branch out and do something interesting and different. I like it. So what you're gonna do for your turn-in, obviously the roughs are going to take more time, and you have to make 3 of them. So it is a lot of drawing. One of the biggest things for a graphic designer is we are artists. And if you're a more of a novice artist where you don't think your skills are that high right now, this is the perfect time to practice it, okay? Just like with any other project, copyright rules, okay? Please make sure you are not infringing on copyright. You are not doing things that already exist out there. Everything is unique and created only by you. Don't go out and like see all these cute images of Winnie the Pooh and redraw Winnie the Pooh. Okay, he already exists to somebody else. He's somebody else's copyright. You can't use him. So this is going to be another graphic designer thing where you got to make everything from scratch. For your turn-in, you are going to submit a picture of your 9 thumbnails. Remember, rough sketches. And then you're going to submit a picture of your 3 roughs. Now, roughs are not rough sketches. They're beautiful and amazing, and they are the final approval of what you're going to be doing that needs to be approved by the client before you actually submit or start working on the digital artwork. The name rough is a little misleading. So let's check out the graphic design balance PowerPoint. So balance in graphic design is kind of all about a visual distribution of elements. It is the interpretation that somewhere within this visual world you're making, there is a feeling of gravity. And we want things to still be balanced, not feel like they're falling over. Or do we want it to feel like it's falling over? Could be a cool way to manipulate your audience. Dense elements appear to be heavier than smaller ones. So if you have a big giant, let's use like the orbs that we have here, big giant orb feels heavier than the teeny weeny orbs. Fun fact also, a big giant orb would actually feel lighter than a teeny weeny orb with a ton of detail, because then that all of a sudden feels heavier. Okay, so those are ways to kind of balance stuff out. If you have big, bold some things and small, detailed other things, they balance each other out. You can balance designs in 3 ways. Symmetry, radial balance, which is another type of symmetry, asymmetrical balance, and discordant balance. Now, those of you who were my art students in the past, you have never heard of discordant balance from me. This is really popular in graphic design land. And it's becoming more popular in art land, where you intentionally make things off balance. So you need to know what balance is in order to make things look off balance. Symmetrical balance, there is a nice video attached. It's going to kind of play halfway through the video, and then it's going to stop and try to get you to sign up. Don't worry about it. Just move on to the next one. The information that it gives you in that video is actually really helpful. And honestly, it just kind of repeats itself. So symmetrical balance. This is when one thing on one side across an axis is reflected and kind of the same on the other side. Let's see. Symmetrical balance is achieved by placing elements in a very even fashion within the design. If you have a large, heavy element on the right side, you'll have a matching heavy element on the other side. Centering is honestly the easiest way to get the balance, which means that axis that everything reflects on is usually a central axis. Now, it can be a vertical axis. It can also be a horizontal axis. It can also be a diagonal axis. Radial balance. So as you can see with radial balance, it's kind of like another type of symmetry. But then at the same time, it's totally also something different, if that makes literally any sense. So radial balance, instead of elements reflecting upon a horizontal or vertical axis, the elements radiate out from a central point, kind of like a starburst or a flower, and these are often seen in nature. Examples in here for you, a snowflake, even this cool thing where it's not perfectly reflected from like this, everything is coming out of the center still. So it's still radial balance. And honestly, I just felt this one, it was appropriate for our time. And it's radial balance. So yeah, asymmetrical balance. Again, there's a video. Again, it cuts out about half of the way through. Again, don't worry about that. Asymmetrical balance is one of the most popular, most tried and true types of balance in the art world, the graphic design world, the movie world. Here's a little test for you. When we're done with our live stream today, go watch a movie, any movie of your choice, and see how many times you see asymmetrical balance. You will literally see it like the entire video. You have some type of heavy weighted object on one side, and then it's balanced by much more detailed, lighter objects on the other side. There's different elements to help balance things out. Asymmetrically balanced pages can be more challenging to design. They can. They do not have elements that match across a center line of design. Okay, if they did, they would be symmetrical. You might have large elements placed very close to a central line, and to balance it asymmetrically, you might have a small element further away from the central line. If you think of your design as being on a teeter-totter or a seesaw, A lighter element can balance a heavier one being further away from the center of gravity. You can also use color or texture to help that object as well. Some colors are weighted more than others. If you see like a really light calm blue, it almost feels light and kind of, like it doesn't have that much visual weight. But black seems a lot heavier, and a bold red seems heavier. So you can kind of balance things out that way. Discordant balance. Now, this is balance that is meant to not be balanced visually, if that makes any sense. The images that I was able to find for you, there is so much out there, but for some reason, this is all I could find. They are things that are honestly meant to give the viewer a feeling of being uncomfortable by looking at it intentionally. The ones that I have here for you have a lot of negative space, a lot of just open blank areas, and that's a way you can make things off balance as well. So designs that are off balance suggest a motion and an action. Sometimes, most of the times that action is falling over. They often make people uncomfortable or uneasy. So that's kind of fun. If the content of your design is also intended to be uncomfortable or to make people think a discordant balance is actually really smart. Brainstorm and sketches. So you're going to be creating 3 artworks for like the final of this project. 1 of each type of balance. So 1 of symmetrical, 1 of asymmetrical, and 1 of discordant. Okay, your symmetrical can be radial if you want. So here's the examples. Here's some thumbnails. Notice how they are small and rough. Next, you're going to choose your 3 favorite, 1 from each category. And after that, you're going to be creating a rough. Notice how these are way more detailed than the thumbnails. These should be very nice drawings. These should not be sketches. They should have full color if you can manage, if you do have tools at home to make them full color. If you don't, I'm gonna understand. You can also shade them and just do black and whites. That would be cool too. These should be to scale, which means they're 8.5 by 11s, full sheet of paper. If you do not have sketchbook paper, if you do not have printer paper at home, I'm totally fine, and I totally understand if you use lined notebook paper. All right, so for your turn-in, you're going to submit your images to Google Classroom, and I should have these things for your turn-in. I should be able to see your 9 thumbnail sketches and your 3 roughs, okay? If you want to turn in your 9 thumbnail sketches before you move on to your roughs, that's fine, but you don't need to do that. So, my first years, you're amazing. I'm so glad you joined me today. If you would like to stick around and see what 2nd years and 3rd years are doing, do it. Stick around. That'd be great. If not, see you later. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. It's tea. Okay. 2nd years. So what we got going on? First of all, I just did a funny e-card on Jib Jab in case you wanted to laugh at me for a bit. It's there. I thought it was kind of cute. This is for Alex Ann specifically. This is not a project anyone needs to do. If you look on your Google Classroom, it won't be there. It's only on Alex Ann's. But this is the 3rd year scholarship project. So if you want to do that, stick around for what I'm going to do when I talk to the 3rd years, and I would love to send this your way as well. I mean, you can win a real scholarship, and it's just cool. So I have an Adobe project and a non-Adobe project. We're able to download it. I have a project for you. If you were not able to download Adobe, I have a project for you. Okay. Ooh, 1 person already turned it in. Good job. Who is that? Josiah, you awesome human. Hi, Owen. Oh, I missed you guys so much. Thank you for letting me know that you're out there. To tell you the truth, I think the non-Adobe project is not super exciting. The Adobe project is not exciting. The non-Adobe project is exciting, but I'm a nerd, so you might not agree. Okay. Get to the point, girl. So for second years and also our third years, I should probably post this for the third years who haven't done certification yet. I haven't thought of that until literally just now. So if you're a third year, I'm going to also post this for you specifically if you do not already have your certification. This is ACA practice projects. Basically what this is, actual test questions from last year. Okay, they never make the same test. So, you know, once 1 year has already been played, who cares? When you take the Adobe certification exam to get your Adobe Certified Associates certificate, which lasts, by the way, for 3 years, kind of cool. There's two parts of the test. One part of the test is they give you pictures and they ask you questions, kind of like that Quizlet that we did in the beginning of April, end of March. The second part is you actually download a program onto your computer. This program is really interesting because it stops your computer from using any other program. So basically, you can't go on like Google and search up the answers. It locks your computer so you can't do anything else. Granted, there's nothing keeping you from like using your phone and checking Google, which I don't know, you're doing it. Also, my first years, we started this year something new where we have a notebook. And if there's ever anything that's brand new information for them, they write it down in their notebook and they are allowed to use that on the certification exam. So if you're going through this stuff, you don't know how to do it, feel free to put everything you don't know, everything you remember and you think you're going to forget in a notebook. I have a Illustrator document for you, and you're just going to download this document, and it has 4 or 5 different boxes. They're all on their own individual layer, so you can go into the layers and kind of mess around with the different parts. And one of them says, make this look exactly like the image on the left. So really pay attention to detail and see all the changes and make all those changes. One of them says it's like a flower, and it says change this into a grid. So how do you do that? You should know, because with isometric geometry, we made a grid. Okay, but you're making it with the flower. The one that you really have to worry about is the fish. All right, there's one of a fish. It says it has like 9 million layers and sublayers and sublayers of sublayers of sublayers. And it says to just flatten everything and make it all one layer. No sublayers allowed. And you can only use as few clicks as possible to make that happen. So it's a little evil. You might get it right away and be like, what's the problem? Or you might struggle with it. Are only allowed 1 hour. For the actual test itself, I think you're allowed 2 hours, but there are many more than just these 4 questions. There's like 20 questions. Some of them are ridiculously easy, where it's like, oh, move this text over by 2 inches, and you're like, click, okay, done. And some of them are much more complicated. So it's also about time management. Make sure you save your document, and then you're going to turn your document into me. And I didn't say how to save it. It's cool. Just send it to me however you want. I'm good with it. Just make sure you save the work you did and you don't accidentally send me back the file I gave you. That's dumb. Okay. The next part is really cool for my second years. If you do not have Adobe, not all of us are able to download it. Some of us are borrowing computers and we can't put software on them. Whatever the excuse is, I thought of you. You're going to do designer research. All right. So this is only a 1 hour project. Okay. Because the other one is a 1 hour project. So I wanted to make it fair. You're going to research any famous graphic designer on the list I provided for you. Now, if you already know of a graphic designer you want to research and they're not on this list, go for it. Why not? These are the ones I know of. So if you know of a different one, I'd love to learn about them. All right. I have the list here. There are a lot for you to choose from. Don't worry about picking the same one as somebody else. If it's something that you're interested in, go for it. Okay, I have men designers, I have women designers, I have designers from America, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, like everywhere. So you're gonna find somebody that you're interested in. What you're gonna do is create a PowerPoint presentation. So Google Slides. What this is going to be used for is next year, we're going to do kind of like a weekly introduction to a graphic designer for the first years. And we're going to be using your slides to teach the graphic designers about some famous graphic designers out there and to give them some ideas. Your slides should be organized in the following ways. Slide 1. Okay. Slide 1 should be a picture of the designer. It can be a professional picture, it can be a silly picture, it can be the graphic designer did a crazy portrait of themselves, however you want to do it. It should have the name of the graphic designer in there and 3 of their designs. They should all be school appropriate, but it kind of gives us an insight into their visual aesthetic. Slide number 2. This should have where they studied. I accidentally wrote studied. Where the designer studied. For some of your designers, they've studied in like 20 different places. For some of your designers, they're self-taught. You don't ever know. You're going to put in images of those locations or the one location, whatever it is for them. Some of them, like I said, they're ridiculous and they've gone to this college, this place, that place. All right. Slide number 3 is their awards or jobs that designer earned or is known for. For example, if they work like in a certain famous studio, they work on Harper's Bazaar magazine, maybe include the logo. If they earned an award, maybe a picture of them with that award, if you can find that. Or if like they weren't popular until they did this one piece, include like that one piece. All right, slide number 4. This is the designer's focus and style, all right? Many images. Give me a ton of images. Double check to make sure those are actually their designs. If you look on Google, you can't always 100% trust what you see. Sometimes somebody says it's like an Andy Warhol, but it's not. So double check. All right. Also, if you're looking at it and you're like, that's interesting, that doesn't look anything like what that designer created, it's probably not. Next is what style or focus are they known for, and describe that. Are they known for doing like cool photography things? Are they known for I don't know, like Obey has this whole like propaganda thing. What are they known for? What's their style? Also, what's their focus? Are they a typographer? Do they make type? Do they do magazine covers? Are they illustrators or book cover artists? Are they specifically logo designers? There's definitely some logo designers in there. Do they do all of the above? Or are they kind of a jack of all trades? All right, your turn-in is going to be download your PowerPoint, okay, to your hard drive, and then attach that PowerPoint in the Google Classroom. So do not share it with me. If you share it with me, it's just not going to work when I want to show everybody next year. So download it first, then attach it as a document. First name, last name, underscore, research designer name, okay, their name, and then their type of focus. So say, for example, your first name, last name, Andy Warhol, print, or printer, or designer, artist, or graphic designer, okay? All right, second years, you are good. I miss you very much. It's been kind of cruddy not seeing you guys. To the third years, my precious babies. What's up, third years? How's it going? All right, first thing, I put in a silly jib jab video. If you want to laugh at me, like usual, it's there. FAFSA Project. All right, FAFSA Project has not changed. All you are doing now is making it digitally within Adobe. Simple. So you're making all of those parts. I want to say there's 5 parts. All right, you're making a college bound sticker. You're making the college goal FAFSA flyers. There are two. There's an English version and a Spanish version. Oops, didn't mean to flick you off, sorry. You're also making a poster, which is the college goal FAFSA poster. And you're also making the new college application campaign poster. So there are 5 things, okay? You are putting them into what is called a suite. I have included for you a pre-made suite. All the sizes are in there. Everything is labeled. All you need to do is pop your designs in there and then turn it in. All right, this project is going to be due Sunday, April 26th by 11:59 p.m. If you want your work to actually be submitted for the scholarship, so hopefully you get the scholarship, you have to turn it in then. Because then I have to go through, do some paperwork, turn your work into the actual site. You're completely welcome to turn the work into the site yourself. That's fine too. But it does need to be turned in by then in order to join the scholarship. If you're not concerned about doing the scholarship and you're just concerned about doing the project, I'm cool with that. That's fine. That is all you have going on, third years. You have it a little lighter than everybody else, mainly because you're all seniors. And I'm pretty sure you have, like all the rest of us, all the stresses that we're dealing with, but also the fact where you know, everyone's kind of watching the seniors to make sure that they've got grades in and they're doing all their stuff, and if you get to graduate or not and all of that. So I didn't want to give you a very big project. I just wanted to give you one you're already working on. That is all I have for today. I know I've said it about 5 times during this video, but I really miss you guys so incredibly much. Seniors, I'm so heartbroken that I'm not going to be able to see you. You're going to have to make sure that you stop by and visit. And anyway, drop me a line, write me an email, say hi, ask questions, anything that you guys need, want, think of. I am here. I am eager to hear from you, and I miss you guys very much. I hope you're safe. I hope you have more than you've ever needed. I hope you're all healthy. I hope your families are not going crazy, and I hope that you're able to find something that you enjoy to be productive and take your time and let your graphic design heal you and, you know, help you out. Bye.